What's up, guys? This is Ryan. Number one just hit 28 days and got a 3-star badge and spawned on my map. So we celebrated his accomplishment by raiding him. This is actually my first try. All these are just GBE attempts because the stupid shock blasters can go down in 3 barrage and 4 artillery, but only like 5% of the time. So you just have to try a bunch until you get that, because with my GBE, it doesn't work otherwise. So first things first, try to park right in this general spot. If you go too far to the left, Bullet will be out of range of the sniper and it'll pick off your grenadiers. If you go too far right, your troops won't fan out to the shock blaster in time. You can use 3 shocks on this shock blaster and you'll have just a little bit of extra time where you want to throw a critter box or something to keep Bullet alive. And you want him to kind of spread to the right like this, as you see, because you need to use him as a shield for the second portion of this attack. So you can see critter box, Bullet lives, shock blaster goes down. He walks over to the right, perfect, farm a little bit more GBE, clear that boom cannon. So what you do here, flare to the right, let Bullet get shocked by the shock launcher, and then before he catches up with your troops, flare a building again. This gives him the ability to shield your troops from the rockets and from everything the entire time they're regrouping. And Bullet loses a lot of health, but that keeps your grans from all melting here, and you can build up enough GBE for another energy drink and you're back in business. Almost lost my medics here from that shock launcher, but pulled it off with 1 smoke. Farmed up enough for 1 more energy drink and clearing that boom cannon. And at that point, we can reflare. This is not a hard part of the attack, reflaring here. You just need to make sure that you don't lose all your troops to the 2 rockets and mortar shooting at once. So I threw a medkit, I believe, to clear this, and I can speed it up at this point. After the rocket and mortar are gone, there's nothing left that really stands in your way. As always, be cognizant of what's happening so you don't accidentally lose all your medics or all your grans or Bullet. But you're pretty much home free at this point. With this attack, you don't need a Zuka boat because you lose so few troops with that little regrouping strategy. And that gives you time to actually take out the shield and make it back and take down the HQ before time expires. So at this point, I threw one of the supercharged warriors just to try to eat through the HQ a little more quickly, because 1 rocket can't outdamage that if you have medics healing it also. And that helped a little bit. I would have gotten it either way. And that is number 1. I was super pumped about this attack. It was a lot of fun. And I have 1 more for you as a little bonus that I can show you guys. Also in this log, I have Middle Cho 1500 VP, 7 boosted ice. He has a grappler, which is a fantastic metagame counter for the Bullet attacks that are just annihilating everything right now. Excuse me. The way you really counter that is by doing stuff that isn't reliant on Bullet, like a ground attack is. So I used 1 smoke here. I didn't quite get the GBE right to actually cover the beach, so I just tried to buy a little bit of time deploying Rifleman first so I could do a 1 smoke landing, get up here, try not to kill everything along the way. I think this was like my 3rd or 4th try. I got really close a couple times, but I let them fan out across the whole map and just barely didn't get the HQ down before the rest of the stuff went down. So instead of trying UR here, because that machine gun was right there, I just did a critter shock. I wanted to clear the rocket without spending any crazy GBE, and then reflare back to the shield generator. The reason for this is that Everspark kept getting stuck on this sniper, so I couldn't use Universal Remote. I didn't get the passive critters. It was just super annoying, and that's kind of what cost me a lot of troops in my previous attacks. So went up, cleared the shield, cleared that sniper tower, and then I flared over to the right, thinking I can address 1 thing at a time here. The shock launcher isn't enough to take me down on its own, and I can shock the shock blaster. The left shock launcher will be in the way a little bit less than it would if I spread out across the whole back of the map here. So come up, clear critters are doing a good job of distracting. Once I get in range of the shock blaster, I'll start shocking it. I have a couple universal remotes in my pocket because I haven't used any of those yet. Critter box up top to try to distract that shock launcher, and it gets, I think, one shot blocked. One more shock, and we're good to go. I just flared the HQ and tried to rush it, and it ended up being super close. I'll go back to 1x speed. You can see how close this was, but I got it down, and I was really pumped about that too. The grappler is really cool. One thing I did see is some people using a full 6 building health, which makes it really like even more difficult to GBE a shock blaster or a grappler or something, as well as people putting a whole bunch of splash damage towards the back, because these RZCM hits are really reliant on being able to clear the damage boosted rockets as quickly as possible. So if you guys enjoyed these 2 replays, I hope you're enjoying this Grand Tri boost because it's a lot of fun right now. Until next time, my name's Ryan, this is the PSC Life, and happy booming.